Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Masks and Muses, our Dragon Age game here on Restless Barbarian Gaming. I am the GM, Aloysius, here with all of my lovely and chaotic players tonight, and I'm excited to see what mischief we get up to tonight. But before any of that, and before we recap what happened last time, I'll have everyone introduce themselves / reintroduce themselves in a counterclockwise fashion, starting with Diver.
I'm Diver. I'm impossible to find on the internet except for Discord, and I'm playing Aiden.
Bullshit! I found you somewhere.
you did.
I won't say where.
You found me somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know if that account still exists or not. Probably not. But yes, Aiden Kincaid. You know him. You love him. He's back for another episode.
Hey, Tom, the crier of bullshit, and I am playing Buccio the Ari.
Hi, my name is Viv, or Vivi. I play Eosia. She is a mage who's not going to be at the White Spire, hopefully in the near future. Sorry for the chaos. I just got home. I have not been home until as of 10 minutes ago. So I'm making food, I'm spreading maple butter on toast, and pizza in the oven. But Eosia is honestly, she's just that girl, all right? Have you ever heard, this girl song? And honestly, she was going through a sort of political kind of White Tower as well. Aside from that, yeah, I mean, she has learned about. Oh shit! Hold on. Let's see this up. No, don't connect to my phone. I'll fix it.
We love fixing technical difficulties in real time.
I hate it. But basically, I'm just that girl, and I will always be that girl. And yeah, so she is here to be that girl once again. Probably fuck her boyfriend for the upteenth time. Fuck over the the White Spire and the Chantry, and really just fuck with and vibe her friends, or vibe with her friends, not vibe them. Right?
Vibe her friends.
But that's her.
I don't know what to say after that. What?
Fair, very fair.
Hi, I am T. I play Ade Montbelliard, a lovable apostate that only a few people know are an apostate, who works as a cover for her family. And I don't know if they'll be her family much longer. I'm not sure. I think it's potentially being disowned. Who knows? I am just as in the dark as all of you, so we'll find out together this time on Dragon Age.
Indeed. Well, last we left off, the party had sort of left Ade be, as she was dealing with a lot at the time. And various machinations and scheming and stalking went on. Buccio getting more deets on a person of interest from his new buddy Eel, to which Aiden was very curious as to what all that was about, but did not really find out much of anything other than Buccio and Eel are meeting in secret, and then he threatened Eel at knife point.
Oh, yeah.
And then Eel was unfazed by also holding him at knife point.
Yeah, Eel thinks he's got game, and Aiden's just going to have to show him that he's entirely delusional in that respect.
And Eosia making plans with Frederick, her boyfriend, slash Templar of the White Spire about what their potential lives may look like outside of the White Spire, and
That cottage core dream.
yes, that cottage core dream, and also finding out a little bit more about where he came from before he got taken to the White Spire.
Yeah.
But with that, we're going to be picking up a few days after those events. And before we start getting into the nitty gritty, I'm going to ask Ade what she has been up to over the course of the past few days after her little talk with her uncle that could or could not have gone better or worse.
Why would you ask me hard questions as soon as the game started? That's
Because I must, and it is only appropriate.
Oh, this is no, I'm just kidding. Let's see. I mean, I know that a portion of it is spent absolutely 100% dejected, a little depressed and devastated. However, I guess my question is, would she be able to meet with her uncle after how many days have passed? Like a couple days?
Yeah, like 2 or 3.
Would her uncle be hard to meet with after about 2 to 3 days? Is he actively like, I cannot meet with you? Or is it just like the house just kind of tense?
I would say a little of column A, a little of column B.
Boo! Ade did nothing wrong. Circumstances befell her. She obviously did nothing wrong. I want to be like she would actually probably go to the White Spire to talk to Eosia. However, I think she's afraid of going to the White Spire.
I mean, also very fair.
I feel like
it's easy to get in as long as you got a good story.
Like, what does she know about the White Spire per se? I don't think she's ever been in there with the group when they go to pick up Eosia.
Make me a cunning roll real quick. See how much you know about the White Spire.
Never. You can't make me. You can't make me. Oh dear. Oh dear me. Wait. Okay, that's a 10.
A 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that's not great, but that's also pretty fair.
Yeah. I'd say like pretty surface level stuff. It's used to house the local circle of magi, and it's also the it's sort of like the, it feels weird calling it a capital, but it's like the capital of the circle of magi, essentially. It's where the Grand Enchanter and all of the, it's where the Grand Enchanter and First Enchanters all meet and all that. It's where the various First Enchanters phylacteries are stored. It's also a Templar stronghold.
I guess what I'm wondering is it common knowledge that is there a magic metal detector? I don't know. Is there some kind of thing that would be like, oh, hey, you're a fucking mage, dude. What are you doing here? Like something like that would go off. Do they do random search and scams? Like, doesn't actually know, and maybe she only hears like silly, stupid rumors and shit from people who have never been in their life.
I would say you've definitely heard rumors about, because I'd say you also sort of like, as an apostate, who's also trying to keep that whole thing under wraps. I'd say you're at least you, and then subsequently your family, is a little on the paranoid side. So I'd say you definitely would have heard stories of Templars supposedly being able to detect a mage just at a sheer glance, but then you've also heard like plenty of people say that that's complete and utter bullshit, and it doesn't work that way.
Go for it, Ade.
Scary. No. This girl is so paranoid. No. You're like, I could do this? Sure. And then she thinks about it and she's like, oh, I could get thrown in there indefinitely forever. No one would ever know what would happen to me. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Maybe I should just send a letter. So I think maybe on day 2, she would try and send a letter to Eosia, just like, hey, can we meet to talk like one-on-one?
Okay. Yeah, Eosia, I'd say you would get this sort of like day after most previous session. You would get this letter from Ade saying, can we meet up?
The pigeon was like about
help.
I think this is girl code for meetup. So literally the pigeon, like, it doesn't even get to like sit down on the windowsill. She has it like almost by the neck. She's like, Ade! Sent it.
Yo.
She's like, my dear friend Ade has messaged me. And she looks it over, and immediately she pulls on a comforting yet bad bitch outfit. She is like dressed in like soft layers of like black and plum and like wine red, and very fierce eyeliner, very nice gold and silver mix, just to let you know she's not playing around. All right, she's getting dangerous, mixing her metals, a bit of brass in there,
Okay.
And she storms out with her staff, and like the moment any like Templar is like, excuse me, my friend needs me, move.
The Templars start furiously taking notes.
Like anybody tries to talk with her, she's just that scene of where like, you're gay, okay? Like she's just like, shut up. So she's really just trying to stun everybody into disbelief.
That's mind blasting everybody.
Mind blast! You're a homosexual. Mind blast! Oedipus complex. Mind blast!
Yeah, that's how it works.
Your cheating on you.
A lot more therapists needed for the tower, it seems.
Yeah.
After that.
So many issues.
And when she sees Frederick, she was like, you have a fat ass! And she was like, and I don't mean that nicely.
And it claps every time you take a step. You're disrupting our studies.
Anyway, you
Does
meet
this
up.
work?
We'll say that they let her go, but then she does get reprimanded later.
It's written up.
But she comes back and she's like,
Templar that are just not even antagonizing you. They're just standing there. Can you not bully them?
bro, get out of my way. I'm a girl on a mission. Like, my friend needs me. But so she'll literally like basically like, it doesn't even matter. Like, I don't know when this letter was sent. It could have been like 2 a.m. It could have been like, high noon, who knows what. She like just walks the entire way there, like power step. Like
feel
she's like some 30-year-old mom with like 3 kids trying to get her workout in before she has to like, make breakfast and drop.
I feel like Ade spent like a day just kind of being like, I feel pretty miserable still. But
On
like,
the way,
I
she is
just
going
talk
to
to somebody. And so she sends this letter like first thing in the morning. She's like, I'll wait until it's like it's not too early or anything like that. So she sends it at like 7. She'll get in a couple hours and maybe we can meet later today if she's free. And then just like an hour later, she shows up.
Eosia's there at 7:15. No joking. But Eosia, like, is knocking on the door. She has like a wicker basket of like fruit and like some wine and a bottle of like sweet peach juice and other candies that she bought or sort of extorted off some fellow mages as she was walking by. And she's knocking on the door. I am here to see my friend. Hello. I have an invitation.
And as you're furiously knocking on this door, one of the guards who's standing outside the door says, Miss, please stop. They will get to the door when they get to the door. And maybe like 15 seconds after your repeated and furious knocking of the door, one of the servants opens up the door and says, Yes?
I am here to see my friend, Ade.
Oh, I see. Okay. Wait here, and I will go get her.
Okay.
And she sort of like steps aside and lets you in.
Oh, you guys have a nice entry hallway too. What is this, mahogany?
I say, and she's already closed the door and started walking away.
Oh, it's probably oak.
I didn't even get a chance to be like, hey, by the way, I'm probably going to start having people coming over, so just like let them know that they can come over to my place. There was no chance for that, and she should have anticipated it, knowing how these people work.
They just show up at my house. And the servant comes by and it lets you know that a beautiful, extravagantly dressed woman is here to see you.
Beautifully extravagant woman is here to see me. Okay. There's only... Well, this is Orlais. That does not narrow it down.
They also
So I
specify...
feel like Ade just kind of blinks, like...
Yeah, they also specify...
No.
They also specify a maskless, beautiful, elven woman.
With a staff.
Just walks, just like you walks past them immediately, and immediately narrows it down to only one potential person. Yeah, Ade will just do like, oh, and I think she just like, you know, when you haven't washed your face in 2 days because you're depressed, and you've been depressed, crying, and you're depressed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so she's just gonna she's gonna get right with the maker real quick, and by right with the maker, I mean she's gonna put on new clothes, freshen up real quick, as fast as she possibly can, the quickest bird bath you've ever seen, and just like aggressively probably scrub her face with like some water and a towel just to like cry depression. Ooh, me? Ew, no. And then she'll go meet up with Eosia at the front, let her in.
I got you some grapes, but I started eating some.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I was not expecting you. can't be even 8 in the morning yet. You got here really fast. You don't have to come so soon.
Well, you sent me a letter. And it's girl
I did.
code.
I think she
Like,
looks at Eosia and nods, like, oh. And then
that's
she
all the
starts
books say.
crying. And
Oh!
then someone talks to you and they start silently crying. Yeah, they're like, their bottom of their face is like trying to be normal, but then their eyes just start, well, there it goes. That's
Yeah.
Oh, my Ade, come here. And she's just petting her hair and she's like, it has been rough, no?
I think I'm going to be disowned.
Excuse me?
And she's gonna she's gonna
By who?
she's gonna inhale and she's gonna hold her breath because she doesn't know how else to stop like the deluge of tears and then the sounds of like I'm hyperventilating now thinking about it from happening. So she's just gonna inhale deeply and just kind of count backwards from 10. And then she's gonna grab Eosia's arm and she is going to to pull what?
Huh? Who said that? The wind is crazy today.
Ghosts! There's ghosts in this chat. And they share a passionate, friendly kiss. Anyway, she's gonna go and pull Eosia to like, you know, like her little like home outside of the main estate. For some privacy.
And when you get there, you sort of like walk in and you see Manon just in there eating an apple by the counter.
In my
Yes, she sees you walk in and she just freezes.
Madam Manon! Oh! I've been meaning to speak with you.
She swallows the bit of apple that she's chewing.
I think
Hi, hello again.
Ada's just staring at Manon and not really sure how to say you have to leave without it coming across like you gotta go. Oh, like in a mean way.
And she sort of like looks at you and looks back at Eosia and looks back at you. Clearly giving off two different energies right now. And and she says, I'll come back in a bit. And she like reaches over and she steals an orange and walks out.
Okay.
Maybe you should send her a fruit basket. She's the reason why I have my big-breasted man.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I suppose that did happen. She's gonna kind of quietly close the door. She's gonna lock it. And then she's gonna go to the windows. She's gonna make sure those are all... Do they have glass? Yes, they have glass in Dragon Age, don't they?
Yes, they have glass in
Their
Dragon Age.
windows. I can't remember anything ever. Where are we in terms of invention? She's gonna lock the windows if there is a mechanism to lock a window.
Yes, they have a latch, so you can lock
She's gonna
them.
latch them.
Do they have the wheel?
Down.
Well, they have carts and stuff, so yeah.
Oh, okay, so we're past Mesopotamia and all that. Okay.
Yeah.
Have they learned to slice bread yet? No.
I think we're past that. Yes.
What about aqueducts?
Yeah. What's the shitting situation like?
Is this bronze, steel, or which age are we in?
Oh, let's just flip this off like, nah, you know? Okay, sorry. She's gonna just kind of push Eosia into the room, and then she's gonna start pacing, and she's gonna stop and put a hand out towards Eosia and open her mouth, and then she's gonna start pacing again.
Oh, okay.
And she's going to go back and say, okay, I don't know. I remember when we were saying that keeping a big secret for a long time is really, really bad. So it's better to just rip the band-aid off and talk about what's going on, right? So, because obviously I have a guest here who is very noticeable. And so I went and I talked to my uncle, and she starts crying again.
Oh,
Immediately, but like blubbery.
does he not approve of Isan? Or your trip? Or
He sent me away. He won't talk to me.
like to your room? Or like away, like go to a different house or like to a different city?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like what did he
what's going
say?
to happen.
Like did he say, Ade, you are disowned. Goodbye. Or was he
No.
like, Ade, you're grounded for marrying the hottest man alive. Goodbye. Ade,
No.
you are grounded for doing magic with a really sexy man. Even though
I
it's not your
don't-
fault.
Have you ever looked at someone that you respect and you know that sometimes you cause them trouble, and you cause them trouble sometimes, but you respect them, so you try your best, but you inevitably sometimes get into situations and you do your best to make up for them, but you're always getting into situations, but the two of you always kind of work through issues together, and then they get to a point where it feels like you didn't realize that there was a limit or like that there was a finite amount of care or forgiveness, or potentially like you do, if you do too much, then that's it, and the family doesn't want you anymore because you're more trouble than you're worth having around, like that.
I mean bits and pieces. I mean I respect the leader of the Libertarian Party. I respect Cyril. I recently started respecting Frederick. Aside from that, I mean, any other mentor I've had is, gone or betrayed me by having chantry sentiments or dead. So, or, there's the leader, but he's so high up that I'm always kind of I don't want to cause that many problems. So I'm not poisoning anybody with rat poison, but you're gonna get 3 doses of paprika per bite. I mean, but I don't know, I used to make a lot of mistakes with my mom and papa, and it used to make me feel very silly because I would break all the plates, and I would pick the wrong weeds in the garden, and I would forget to put the chicken coop gate, and so the chickens would all run, and then one of them had a baby with a pigeon, and that was really weird. And all these other things, but I don't know, my mama would make me clean it up and then be like, okay, what did you learn? And then I'd be like, maybe before I go to sleep, I should check for the chickens because I need the chickens. But are you saying that your uncle was this is too far. I have drawn the line of love and it is now conditional.
No, he didn't. He didn't say that. But I don't have. I don't. I am the piece that does not work or fit in this family's puzzle. And that's not. I've always thought that way. But what do you do when you know that, but you don't have anything else anyways? The alternative is scary, and so no one ever said anything was conditional, but I don't think it had to be said that I needed to act a certain way. And I needed to always make sure that I controlled myself, because the nature of me being here is a danger to the family. And I can't ask for more. I can't ask for more than them being willing to keep me here. I don't think I have that. I don't, it's not like with my cousin. And it's not like with any of our other family members.
Worst time for me to take a bite.
I'm here by their, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I'm here. The nature of me being here, that is by my grandparents' grace. But I don't have anything. There is no odd-shaped space for me within this family. I am just attached to it. And I think that I'm realizing that by that very nature, I can end up being more trouble than it is worth to have me be here.
Ade, you are not a puppy they picked off the street. And any kindness or grace given is nothing that you ever deserve or should have held over your head. I mean, if you're a child and people are making grown decisions about, it's fucked up in the idea of like, should we or should we not keep her? It's not your duty to pay for anything that you didn't do, right? The basic necessities of a child are not things that should be held over to them. Space in the home, house, food, necessities. That's not something anybody gets to lord over you. This place you have in your family, it's because you're family. You're not an attachment, Ade. And if they don't make room for you, that means they're the wrong fit, not you. You didn't ask to be born, and you didn't ask to be born a mage. And that's not your fault. It's no one's fault. But no one gets to blame you for that. And no one gets to demand that you have to walk on eggshells because you were born with a beautiful gift that is sadly punished. That is never your fault. Ever. And if no one is willing to make room for you in a space you should have room, then they do not deserve your presence, your light, the great filling light of what Ate shaped you have taken in my puzzle piece.
And I think Ade kind of closes her eyes and nods, and she grabs Eosia's hand and squeezes it, and she will look at her and say, "Oh, Eosia, my head knows that, but my heart does not believe that."
It is okay, Ade. I am a first mage. I speak things into existence. I will make it so.
There are the things that you say make sense, and I know that they make sense.
But the heart is a different matter.
And I can't help but think sometimes that I know some people think should look at what we can do as a gift. And it's helped and protected me in the past before. But sometimes I look at the rest of my family, I look at my cousin, and I think, how much different would my life be? And would I be any happier if I didn't have this? So that I felt like I belonged in this family. And that I wasn't just some dirty secret that they were doing their best to keep hidden. Going showed me that I essentially have had no life. I can't. I don't know if there will be a place here for me for whatever reason, regardless of if it's this or something else moving forward. And that also hurts. Because I want to be here with my family, and I don't know that that will be possible.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know.
I mean, I can speak to you about what I believe, but what I think about my sentiments of heart, that will not always change the outcome. And God, there have been nights where I wish I had been born a normal elf girl, although, maybe my life still would not have been very good as an elf. And I think I would not have been forced to where I was. Maybe my family would be whole. And then I think that it would have been a beautiful future for a very different Eosia, who is never going to be me, who I never had the chance to be. And I need to know what this Eosia is going to do to make every wretched part of her life blossom. I cannot tell you to abandon your family because I don't want you to. I think in the happiest world, this is a miscommunication and someone's overwhelmed and, you're not actually grounded, aka disowned. I can't guarantee it. I can't promise you it's going to get better. I can't promise you that you're going to find a place where you feel like you fit today or tomorrow or in the next years or ever. But I can tell you, if you lock yourself in a box and throw away the key, trying to fit into that box, you lose every opportunity to find that space. Every time. And I think I got your letter later that she sent. You sounded so happy and free, and you were not stressed and worried about dying or being caught or messing up for the family or doing this. I mean, Ade, that constant pressure is gas in the wine glass or the champagne bottle. I mean, the cork is going to come loose one day. They cannot reasonably ever expect you to just bottle up magic, to bottle up your life, to bottle up you, just so they can live comfortably. You're sacrificing everything just to be in their presence? I do not think that is a very fair trade.
Can I insight Eosia? Or rather, can Ade insight Eosia?
Yeah, roll me a perception.
Shit, she knows I'm her uncle spy.
It's like, God damn it.
All right, that would be 14.
What am I being
A
excited about?
contestant? Yeah. It's Ade, I think, is looking at Eosia with like a very speculative kind of look, where I think she's hearing the words, and I guess she's also wondering, like, given the shit that Eosia has also had to go through, does Eosia truly believe this? Does she have confidence in the words that she's saying when she's like, sometimes shit is bad, but I believe in, like, doing what you can to make those parts of your life blossom into what the happiness that you're looking for, right? Like, that's a thing that is for you and no one else, sort of, kind of feeling, I guess, is like a gist. So she just wants to, I guess, glean whether or not, like, Eosia is really buying into the words that she's saying. Not because she distrusts her, but I think that I don't think she's ever had such a candid, like, authentic discussion with somebody before. And so she's just kind of trying to get a vibe off of that, I guess.
Do I have to roll or just say it? Like,
I mean, if you're being, like, entirely,
I'd be straight up
truthful about what you're saying, then you can just be like, all right, this is what you're thinking, basically.
I think you understand that Eosia, in a very familiar manner to everything else she does, is telling you something full-heartedly and intensely and fiery in the only way she knows how to express a deep sentiment that she seems to cling to. And, like, it is something that you almost feel like this is almost like Eosia's mantra. Mm-hmm. Like, this is Eosia's Nindo. This is
I was
Eosia's,
just thinking that, yeah.
Like, this for Eosia is how you get through living in the White Spire with people who are associated with the murder of your family and who control your life, and you have no leg room to stretch and nothing to do. And it's just, You have to find something, man.
Then I think that as she's like kind of looking at Eosia and getting this sense of like, this is something that Eosia believes, not even necessarily because she 100% knows that that's how it is and that's how it works out and at the end of the day, but because to get through the bullshit and the tragedy and all of the rough pieces of life, you need something that you can kind of believe in to help push yourself through, to take another step every day. And I think she sees that. And Ade is looking at Eosia with no small amount of genuine like awe, like wonder. Not like, oh my gosh, I'm awed by your presence, but like I am amazed that from what you have been through, you have found something such as this that you believe in so deeply to help keep going, to help keep moving yourself forward, despite how hard it may be to do so. And I think that's amazing to her. And she will say, as such, she'll say, has anyone ever told you that you are quite incredible?
Me, every day. And other people.
Well, if you haven't heard it yet today, I'm saying it.
You see, like, past, like, her kind of, like, blush and rouge, like, her face gets, like, a little bit dark at the cheeks, and she's like, oh. It's always nice to hear. Often. But I know it's not always the easiest step to follow. It took me a lifetime. But eventually you start looking for it, you know, the buds, the good. And you think, yes, this might be rooted in darkness and horrible and evil and it hurts so bad. But there is this one thing right here. And I can hold on to that. And then another thing will appear because now I can see it everywhere. And eventually, all that I see will just be good. Because I will eventually find a future that is a forest full of blossoms. So why don't you take a quick snack? Because I'm going to not lie, you look a little dehydrated, and just a little bit.
I haven't had water in 48 hours.
Okay, you're going to drink this, and you're going to eat this. It's like a charcuterie.
And I have cried for 48 hours.
And here, I got some soft tissues to help because I don't want you to get irritated. I'm going to be right back. I have to go speak with Manon about something. But I'm going to be right back and we will continue our girl talk and we will figure this out, okay? Sometimes situations can't be solved immediately and that's the really sucky part. But we will do what we can. Okay?
She's not gonna say anything. I think she'll just give Eosia a hug. It's a quick hug and then she will let go and she'll kind of straighten her clothes.
It's okay, Ade. We'll get to the cuddling stage eventually.
All right. While you're gone, I'm gonna freshen up a bit more and fix my face.
You do that. I will be right back, okay?
Okay.
And I'm gonna go find Manon.
Okay.
You walk out of the little cabin she's got set up. Close the door behind you, and before you can even take 5 steps, you see Manon poke her head out from around the corner.
Manon!
And she's like,
Oh, where is Manon?
And then she starts like pointing over off like towards the side of the house. Not like the actual manor, not the
Yeah. I will head to this opposite direction. And then she goes towards the direction Manon was talking.
Yeah, and then Manon just quickly goes after you. What?
Manon, hello.
Hi. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I must say, I'm a very big fan, and I had been hoping to talk with you earlier. Your advice changed my life.
Oh?
I have some very PG stories for you. I now have a very beautiful boyfriend.
I knew it.
I
knew.
I had never imagined it, but the moment you said it, I started to look at him with like these different eyes, and it was like someone had put a different colored glass in front of my eyes, and he was suddenly like not so annoying, but like he was beautiful, and then like he had capacity for kindness, and now like I'm hearing about his whole sad backstory and all this, and he wants to live with me in a cabin in the woods.
Very romantic.
I know, and he takes me on dates, and he's very cute, and he's very shy at times, and he's so fun to make blush. But honestly, I had to say thank you, because if it weren't for you and your great wisdom, I mean, I would have never imagined taking that kind of step, and I think it's really only paid off for the better, Manon. You should start a business. You should be a matchmaker.
Perhaps when I have run of this place.
Yes, I think you would whip it up into shape. And speaking of running this place...
If nothing else, I can start a side hustle.
I mean, a girl always must have a secondary form of incomes, just in cases, you know? You want to make sure you're well off and well situated. And business never waits.
True, but I think very few people, yourself excluded, are going to take a 14-year-old too seriously.
And they are more the fools. But I did have a question for you. And
okay.
I was wondering if it would be possible. I was wondering if it could possibly, maybe for 2 minutes of his time, speak with your father?
She sort of like folds her arms and sort of like cocks an eyebrow. And it's like, what do you want to talk to him about?
Firstly, I would solemnly swear, on my honor, not as a mage, not as an elf, but as Ade's friend, and as your humble servant in love, that I wish to have a discussion with him because I'm a bit worried about Ade. And I don't know, I think that I just want to like figure out a little bit of what's going on because I think she's just really nervous and unsure about this situation.
So this is GM to you. How much of what you're saying is the truth?
Dog, this is 100%.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
I'm not going in there to kill him, guys. I'm not going in there to kill her uncle.
Yeah. And she's sort of just like contemplates it for a moment. Well, I can't promise he will be thrilled to have his time taken up right now, but I can at the very least buy you a couple minutes.
It's okay. Not many people are happy to see me half the time, so I'm used to it.
Okay, we better make this as quick as possible.
Yes, ma'am.
And she sort of like leads you inside and leads you up to the second floor. And like walk around and eventually get to the double doors to the Duke's office, and she says, "Wait here for a second." And she opens up the door and like steps in real quick, and like a couple minutes go by and you can sort of like hear sort of like mumbled talking on the other side of the door, and then Manon opens up the door, and she steps out and says, he's giving you 5 minutes.
It is 4 more than I thought I'd ever have. Thank you, Manon.
And sort of like out of shot of like the open doorway, she's just like,
I don't know, does the Duke have a wife? Maybe I should have worn cleavage.
do you say that out
My
loud?
uncle.
Maybe she like murmurs it just slightly a little too loud, and she's like, "Fuck, sorry."
And Manon looks at you now slightly uncomfortably and sort of just averts her gaze.
Okay. She's going to, just brush some wrinkles out of her dress, and she is going to walk in like with her chin up, and just very quickly be like, "I do not know the protocol, so I'm just going to curtsy."
And you see that he's sort of just sitting at his desk. It looks like you sort of like walked in while he was working on some paperwork. And he just sort of gestures. My daughter says you wish to speak to me.
Yes. And I, not that I can promise, I'm a bit of a rambler, but I intend to not take up too much of your time. I do not know if you know of me. My name is Eosia. I'm a mage of the White Spire. Not willingly, but, one of those. And I am a good and recent friend of your ward, Ade.
She has spoken to me about you before.
Oh, I'm glad. She's also mentioned you. And in recent times, it's a little bit upsetting.
He just like audibly sighs.
Now, just to like kind of go into my point, because I know you're a very busy man, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I'm honestly really concerned about Ade because she thinks that you're going to disown her, and I thought, that'd be totally crazy if you disowned her, because that would be an absolutely dick move. And I just kind of wanted to discuss that with you because I know, times are kind of tough right now, and I totally get it. Shit is hitting the wheel, but please don't disown Ade. I mean, honestly, as her guardian, you have a responsibility to take care of her and love her and make sure she feels accepted. And let me tell you, I am not seeing a lot of acceptance right now. And I understand that things are different inside and outside.
And he sort of just
Fire.
puts his hand up.
I'll allow that.
You're in my house, so I would hope so. And then he just sort of puts his forehead against his finger for a moment and says, I am not disowning her.
Oh, thank the maker.
Is that what she thinks?
That's what she thinks, man! And that's why I had to come here, because I asked her what did he say specifically, and she got all teary and she started panicking, pacing, and then she was like, "Oh my god, I have no place in this house, and it's just blah blah blah, and I don't know if he hates me or if he's going to disown me and where I'm gonna go." And let me tell you, she's been thinking this for a day. She sent me a card that had girl code written all over it. It just said help. And I do want to meddle. That's exactly why I'm here. But, I think you should speak with her and be nice, maybe nicer than usual about it, because she's in a very delicate spot and she thinks everything is going to be bad forever from now on. That her life is ruined and that her family is in this unstable place that she has no place in, and she does not deserve that. My friend deserves better than that, and I would hope that you know that too.
And sort of sits there for a moment and he just says, and he just says, I will speak to her when I am able. I was already planning on doing that, but I appreciate you bringing this to my attention.
I'm glad. And if you ever come to a point where you lose your marble and you're saying, oh, I don't want Ade, you just send her my way. I'll take care of her. And if you ever need me, I'm only a pigeon away at the White Spire. So, if there's any emergency or Manon wants to start her business, I'll be her first client. I mean, I already am her first client, but...
It is
Thank
noted.
you. I appreciate it, sir. And I mean this in the politest manner that I could possibly say it.
He sort of just gives you a knowing nod.
Okay. Well, I have to go see my friend and then go visit my really hot boyfriend. So you have a really good day. And make sure you guys have that chat soon because she is kind of losing her mind. I mean, I got her a get better basket, but that's only going to stay the bleeding, man. So you gotta get in there with some stitches of love. Bye-bye!
And sort of as you turn to walk away, he just says, thank you for looking after her.
My kind must. No one else will. And she's going to walk with her head held high, close the door, take a second. Oh my gosh.
And you see Manon sort of just standing off to the side, and she just gives you a thumbs up, and then she sort of slides up close to you, and she's like, if you try to seduce my father, I swear to God, I'm going to kill you.
Don't worry. Look, your father's nice, but I tend to like them more like that. Your father's a little slim. And
You haven't had a lot of time to do that.
And that's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying, I currently have a boyfriend right now. And so I was only saying that you'll learn this as you get older. Manon, a lot of men are just dogs. And usually if you just flash a slight bit of cleavage, you can get them to do 10 times more things than you want them to do. Of course, only if you're comfortable. And that is, of course, when you're older. Do not start doing that now.
And she just starts walking away.
Use your talents! Anyway. So she's going to go back to
Ade. You see her
Ade.
just disappear behind a corner.
So she'll go back to Ade and be like, Manon took so long in the bathroom before I found her.
Well, she probably is all the food she sneaks from the kitchen, all the sweets and whatnot.
And it's not good on the gastrointestinal system. But I did bring some really good romance books that we could read. It might give you some tips about your not marriage. And I did research about it. Oh my god, I did research about it. Am I not the best?
Oh my god, you did research about it?
I did research about. Well, I asked the guy. But he's the expert on this stuff, right? He helped me do the connection to get Aiden. But basically, he was kind of you should probably deal with this sooner rather than later. Because the more your souls are kind of spiritually, they become one.
What? What does that mean? What?
Yeah.
One and now we are a holistic kind of
Like I'd say like a
or like we're going to lose our experience.
No, you're not going to merge into a chimera. At least that's not what he said explicitly. But it's more so kind of like it's going to get to the point where it's irreversible, you know? It's kind of like when you're about to pour two ingredients to each other, and as they like the two liquids are approaching, it's like, oh, they're so close, and now that they're in the pot, you can't make the milk get away from the water. So I mean, he knows stuff about this. And then he also said, what did he say? He said something else. Hold on. He, I should have written notes. Sorry, I had a really important conversation with Frederick right after this, and so like that kind of distracted me. GM, what else did he say?
He said that usually in situations like this, either an object or a place is associated with it, and usually the object is what the spirit was like harnessing in order to make this happen, whether intentionally or not. And it would be helpful to have the object in order to undo it, or otherwise it is more difficult. And
okay,
what are the chances that we
you guys still have
said object?
Do you guys like? Was there a specific object that you guys touched, like not his penis, but like a rock or like a set of rings? Oh, sorry, that must have been the wind. And like I don't know, like maybe like was there a specific item that you're kind of like, this kind of glows video game green or gold? No, I'm joking. Like, you know, this is kind of like, that's spirits will tell you weird things. But like, was there any object that you think of, or like anything in the place that was like,
I'd have to think about it. I don't.
Yeah. You could also ask Isan, because maybe he knew about it. But basically, if you get the thing, it makes it easier. If you don't have the thing, it's hard to undo, like to do the magical divorce. I mean, it's harder than getting it through the chantry, I'll tell you that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
So we'll look into it.
Yes. Maybe I can meet with your person with Izan at some point.
Yeah, I think we can do that. He's honestly pretty well behaved, but he's also a recluse, so I'll have to lure him out with breadcrumbs. Okay. But I'll get him out there, hell or high water. And to be clear, I am the hell and high water. But aside from that, something way more important, we are going to read porn.
And with that, we're gonna transition. Buccio, you had gone to your follow-up meeting with Eel, as the two of you had agreed to do. But when you get to your designated meeting spot, instead of finding Eel, you find a note left for you from him. And when you open it up and look at what it has to say, it says, "You need to do a better job to make sure you're not being tailed. Your pal came and tried to interrogate me after you left. Going to ground for a few days. Be in touch."
Okay. He takes it, crumbles it up, puts it in his pocket. And continues on with his day. I think he was asking Eel to start tracking Jean-Luc's movements.
This is correct.
So, since that's been put on hold, well, I don't quite know what he's going to do. So, he's definitely not going to go looking for Jean-Luc because, well, Aiden's going to be thinking of that. So, he'll, move on to somebody else while I think about it. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Aiden, it is the day.
It is the day.
It is the day. Valeria's parents will be arriving at the docks within the hour.
Everything is planned.
Everything is as set as it can be.
As set as it can be. She is going to be incognito, help to just be disguised by Aiden, who is a master at disguises, as we've seen already. He is also, so he is going to have her positioned in a suitably discreet location in order to point out when the parental units arrive. And then he is also going to have another cult member, not Jean-Luc, but someone else who is going to assist him in the interaction that is about to happen with said parental units. So Valeria's part in this will only be, okay, there they are, and Aiden and his assistant, his other disciple, will take care of this particular interaction.
All right.
And he has prepped himself. He has prepared the lines. He has got his demeanor down. He is decked out in official robes of the university, carrying with him all the presence and authority of a person of power within that institution. So, yeah. He is coming prepared, yeah.
All right. So just to refresh my memory, you were planning on having them come to the university and not you meet them at the docks, correct?
Oh, no.
Or is that wrong?
That is wrong. He is actually going to meet them at the docks.
All right.
Yes, because
thank you for refreshing my memory.
Yes.
All right. So, you and your disciple Jeanette head on down to the docks and sort of wait. Valeria sort of like waiting. Hanging back, waiting in the wings.
She's just there to give the signal, like, okay, that's them, and then he's gonna be like, off with you, we'll handle this.
All right, and you're standing there waiting about 10-15 minutes before this large merchant vessel arrives into port, and within about 10 minutes of docking, you see people starting to come onto the docks, and Valeria points out, there they are, and you see very well dressed Antivan woman, sort of with her hair sort of like pulled up into a top knot, and sort of like very sort of like semi frilly dress, and just wearing some rather extravagant golden makeup. And next to her is a sort of like middle-aged man, also very well dressed. Probably the most notable things about him are his sort of like well-groomed facial hair, and sort of the like stubble on his cheeks are sort of shaved into this sort of like spiral pattern.
Very fashionable.
And she looks at Valeria looks at you and says, "Good luck, I suppose."
Thank you. Luck won't be necessary, but thank you. Now, off with you. We don't want them seeing you.
And she sort of like hesitates for a moment, but then like heads on off.
Yeah. And he is going to wait for them to get off the docks and get situated, and then he is going to approach at a particularly dramatically appropriate moment and introduce himself. Miss Monsieur and Madame Mimosa. Whatever their last
names are. Their surname is Vargas.
Vargas, okay. So, and that's appropriate. Valeria Vargas, that works. And so we got another VV on the show. Anyways, he approaches them, Monsignor and Madame Vargas, I presume. And of course, does a courteous and overly polite bow before them, and says, "Allow me to introduce myself. I happen to be a faculty representative of Orlesian U. I understand that you are here to visit your daughter."
And Monsieur Vargas speaks up and says, "Please, I am Augustine, and this is Andrea."
A pleasure to meet both of you. You are every bit all that I have imagined. Valeria has, of course, conducted herself immaculately while studying within our halls.
And yes, we are here to see our daughter.
Indeed.
We have been hearing rather unsavory things coming from the city as of late, and we think it would be best if she were to study somewhere closer to home.
And he's going to, insofar as it seems that he's allowed to, kind of take their hand in his, and assure them. He's like, we too have been informed of such matters of questionable and troubling nature as you describe. We want to assure you, on behalf of the university, that we have in fact already taken measures, which we regret that while you have been making your journey here, we have already addressed this issue. In fact, we have felt it best that Valeria return to her homeland. And again, it was over her protests, in fact. She happened to deeply enjoy her time here at Orlesian, and it is with great regret, but with equally great understanding, that we have indeed sent her back home to study at your home university in Antiva City. We have a transfer program.
And they sort of look at each, and they sort of look at each other, and both perplexed and concerned.
We meant to tell you. We did send a missive, a letter, a messenger. In fact, we have a fascinating system of carrier pigeons here, long distance ones, or legion pigeons. Which are able to fly hundreds of miles and bear messages to particular locations. And we have this network set up throughout Thetis. And it just so happens that the pigeon is only able to navigate to specific locations. Otherwise, we would have sent it to your ship, although captains are not necessarily known for deviating from their transport routes. All I am saying is any time on your behalf that we have wasted in our endeavors, we simply were conducting our own, handling our own responsibilities in your absence to ensure the safety and continued scholarship of your daughter. And we apologize for any inconvenience this may have cost you. And he's going to motion for his disciple next to him. The papers, please. And she'll hand him the papers, and he'll be like, here you'll see the official forms filled out, basically finalizing the transfer. You can see it all here, signed by the appropriate people, and you may take these with you. These are yours to keep. And I'm sorry that we could not tell you sooner. I'm afraid that you've come all this way to find that the matter has already been resolved, but that's the kind of service we provide here at Roleplaying.
Make me a communications roll.
Yeah. Now, I assume that there is etiquette or persuasion focus involved here.
I would say this is full-on deception. So.
Oh, okay. Well then, I guess his focuses won't come into play. I'll just need to add that one at some point.
It's honestly astounding he doesn't have it already.
Yeah, it's amazing that he doesn't have it already. He just doesn't consider deception is really the problem.
Fair enough.
So that's a 15.
15.
Yeah.
Okay. Augustine sort of looks like he's about to start ripping you a new one.
Yeah.
I would say meanwhile, Andrea's sort of just looking over these documents that you've handed them, and she looks over to Augustine and says, "Everything looks in order. I don't know why she wouldn't have mentioned something before any of this happened." And Augustine looks at her and says, "This is entirely unacceptable. I need to go talk to the dean right now." And Andrea says, "It has his signature right here, so he must have signed off on it, but I don't know why." And then she turns to look at you, Aiden, and she says, "Why were we not informed before this process was at hand? Or why did our daughter not inform us that this was going to be happening?"
Once again, I understand your frustration, and I can agree with your sentiments here. As I tried to explain, and I probably didn't make myself clear, we actually wanted to send a notice to you about these events. It just so happened that, as you know, it takes some time to make the voyage from Antiva. It's quite far away, and so it just so happened that all of this was in fact resolved while you were en voyage, as it were. And as we say here in Val Royale, we want to express that our deepest apologies. That again, we couldn't possibly. Had we been able to, we would have intercepted your vessel and delivered this message forthwith in the best way possible. But alas, the extent of our authority and influence in this city does not extend so far as to commandeer a ship in order to make a special delivery of a message to someone even so important as yourselves. And so, on behalf of the university and the dean, who I represent, I'm afraid that he's quite busy today and is unable to see you. But I can assure you these forms explicitly lay out the transfer, and that your daughter is already on her way back. And we, again, on behalf of Orlay, apologize for any inconvenience, any waste of your time whatsoever, and in a show of gratitude for this inconvenience, we hereby offer a discount on the next semester that she may take here at Orlay. As you know, we are the best university throughout all of Thetis. I mean, present company and Antiva City, quite a fine institution, but you won't find better here. But we get out ahead of incidents like these, and we want to make sure that our students are always safe and taken care of and in the best place to continue their research, and that is what we decided, and that's why I'm here to greet you on the dock. Because we knew that you were not able to receive the message before now, and we have a fruit tart with us, and he's going to snap behind him that we can bring forth with as another token of our gratitude that you came, and also that you chose to enroll her here, and also
Jeanette pulls out this basket that she's been carrying this whole time, and opens it up and pulls out a plate of fruit tarts.
That's right, exactly. These are the very best here, fresh from our market, and we apologize. We really do, that this is not a happier occasion, but we thought it best to see to it that this matter was resolved forthwith, post haste, prior to your arrival. You deserve nothing less.
Make me another communications roll.
Can I argue or still no?
No.
Okay, that's really not great. No, this wouldn't fall under oratory either, would it? Because
I do not believe so.
I mean, they're a pair. It could technically be a group. So that's a 7. I don't know why he's not as persuasive as I want him to be, but yeah, he's not communicating as well as he should, I guess.
And Augustine says, "Very well. If he's busy today, then I will just speak with him first thing in the morning. I hope that is amenable to everyone here. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate your forthrightness."
Of course. In fact, I will notify him personally and see to it that he, if at all possible, can clear his schedule to see you tomorrow morning.
Very well. We
Please
will see him
enjoy
in the
your
morning,
time in Val Royale. We are happy to have you here. And if you should want to visit the university grounds, all you need to do is come see me, and I will take care of you in terms of administering a pass for you to travel the grounds and take in, the spacious university campus.
And Augustine sort of just extends his hand out for his wife to take it, and Andrea looks at you and looks at you as she's taking his hand and says, "Your offer is very much appreciated. I think we will see what the city has in store for us and make ourselves comfortable. we look forward to speaking with the Dean the first thing in the morning.
The pleasure is
And-
all mine, man. And he's going to bow again and kind of like step out of the way.
Yes. And then the two of them start heading off, and then like two servants behind them are like carrying their luggage.
Yeah.
And Jeanette sort of like looks over at you, a bit of slight concern in her eyes.
Yeah, he's going like, it's fine. I know just what to do in this situation. And the idea, well, he's like, I need to see a friend of mine from the tower. And then, he knows someone who can help the situation out, and in just the way that he needs. So yeah, he is going to see Eosia
Okay.
as soon as he possibly can.
All right. We'll put that on pause for just a moment. So Buccio, were you up to anything after not being able to meet with Eel?
Yeah. He has the patron he's been working with previously. He's established a way of communicating with them.
Okay.
Via pigeon, pigeon message, raven, whatever is appropriate.
We'll say it's ravens.
Okay, that always sounds cooler.
Yep.
And
also Dragon Age ravens are badass. So.
And has also going to write out just a small message. It's going to read, the package has been confirmed in Val Royale. However, it has been ensconced, as you feared it might, with a local celebrity. This may require additional leverage. Please advise.
All right. You send the message off.
Mm-hmm. And you wait, obviously it's going to be like a day or two.
Yeah.
Get something, but yeah.
All right. And we'll say sort of early in the morning, the same day, Parent Trap shenanigans are happening. You get a response from your patron saying, I do hope this celebrity is willing to part with the package in the near future. You know it means a lot to me. And then says, I hear that you've been making friends. Perhaps some of them are willing to assist in persuading this celebrity and parting with the package. And then also it says sort of like at the end.
P.S.
It says at the end of the message, P.S. This is the quality of the package is of no concern to me.
Okay. Well then, while he's going to just send back a response, then just stay noted. We'll provide proof of acquisition.
All right.
So
Send that off.
okay.
All right. Cool. So, Aiden, you were hunting down Eosia?
I am, and deploying my network of spies slash onlookers for Eosia. One very now as I understand it, by her own description, Eosia made quite a scene to make her way to one of the royal or noble houses here.
Well, this is not the same day,
Oh,
but
okay.
But
well, then I
yes.
know where Eosia is.
Yeah.
She's always
Yes.
back at the tower. So yes, it's very important that Aiden will send a pigeon forthwith to Eosia because she's hooked up to the pigeon network, and and he always has fresh pigeons to send her because sometimes the pigeons do not return in the same condition or at all. He sends a pigeon. Must meet immediately. You have skills that will greatly help in a current endeavor.
Eosia, a pigeon flies into your window. Just choking out this pigeon.
Its eyes pop out.
Oh, hello! I'm so sorry. I thought you were another horsefly. Oh, I'm so sorry. Here, you can have the best seats ever. Have these seats. Oh my God! It's boy-girl code. I have to get ready, and so she's gonna suit up in black, navy, and tones of green with a little bit of brown in there. And Loki throw on a brown kind of shabby coat, not her best coat. Loki is not happy that she's gonna be seen in public in this cape, but she assumes that if it's with Aiden, there's probably gonna be some form of sneaking, or she might need to obscure herself a little bit. So she's wearing like a 2-layered skirt that she can hike up, so that if she's running with the cape, she can hike up her skirt. So it's like, they see my skirt under the cape, but they saw a girl wearing a blue skirt, and I have a green skirt. They'll never find me. So just shit like that. I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost with my reversible dress. And so she will get up again, sleek eyeliner. Maybe Frederick's outside of her door randomly for some reason. Quick peck on the cheek to making sure no one's in the hallway. She's like, I'm busy again. I have to go. My friend has called me for a girl-boy situation.
He looks confused at that statement, but tries not to question it too much.
It's like when I have a girl situation, like, oh my God, girl code, but this is girl-boy code. So like my guy friend needs me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know when I'll be back, but I don't know. You could like play with yourself in my room or something. I'm kidding. I'm not actually, but only 20%.
Okay, but also maybe don't leave the way you did the other day because that might get you on cleaning duty again, and I'm sure you don't want that.
Look. No one told me, as a force mage, maybe you should take a cleaning spell. Maybe you should do this, okay? Mind Blast doesn't do shit to dry shit. Okay? No arcade shield, no nothing. And so, I will remember that. I will remember this, okay? I only got the smell out today. But anyway, my friend needs me, so I'm going to go. You do your regular thing, which is being handsome and whatever the fuck.
Okay. I guess I'll see you and try not to get into too much trouble.
Watch out for Cyril for me.
I'm sure he'll be fine, but okay.
Sometimes he gets lonely. Okay, and so she's gonna go march over to Aiden, wherever he is, without telling anyone they're gay on the way.
He will, of course, find Eosia walking towards the market, which is the most likely place to encounter Aiden. She will be walking and he will appear next to her. Walking alongside her, holding a steaming plate of fried squid.
Ooh!
Yes.
Gonna bribe his way right into this lady's heart.
Yes, exactly. He is such a smoothie. And so basically he's going to be like, for your troubles. Yes. And hopefully to help make up for any things I might have said that were out of line the other day. No, he's trying to, smooth over.
I appreciate you being man enough to say that.
Yeah, thank you. I hold you in the highest esteem, and I hope that you can, one day see me that way as well. And so real smooth, just putting on the smooth talking and everything like that. And he says, so the reason I've summoned you outside of the tower is because a situation has come up involving someone very special to me. Mm-hmm. And she is in danger of being abducted.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, oh maker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so in order to help protect and keep her safe from said abductors, I feel that you might just be the right person for this situation. Do any of your spells help me to remember? Do any of your spells actually affect, like, for example, memory?
Let me go through my staff real quick, and she's gonna pull out this little side pocket of the staff.
Do what you need to do. Yeah.
There's like a little compartment door on her staff that she had installed, and it has just like the door opens and it says spells you have.
Hey, Aiden's fascinated by this. He's like, oh, he's learning so much. Yeah.
No, it's just sometimes I really forget like some key enchantments and stuff, or just like, sometimes you have to kind of say it to do it. And then I'll say kind of like mind blast, and I mean to say that, but then I say mind cast or mind bast or mind bass, and then I get like a mind fish. So it really helps to just kind of have a visual. Let's see. Okay, I have arcane bolt. Not casting it, I'm just saying it for dramatic effect. I have a mind blast. I have heal. I have arcane shield, and then I have like this other one called memory.
So you do have a memory sort of conjuration that you can cast.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go and get to the second compartment that tells me details about the spells that I definitely do know. So let me open up this other compartment and just really quickly ignore any typing that you hear from my screen.
It's okay. I already have it pulled up for you.
No, I have it.
Okay.
Okay, I have to touch this motherfucker. I touch a target and cause them to either forget or recall a specific memory. I can remove a memory within a number of hours of the event in question equal to my magic, but my spell can restore memory of any age, so long as it's a memory that of an event the subject actually experienced. They make a willpower self-discipline test against my spell power to resist losing a memory. There is no test to restore a lost memory. The GM decides the appropriate length of the affected memory, but it should generally concern a single incident and experience no longer than the mage's magic in hours. And my magic is, 70 million open tabs. Where's my magic? My magic is 15.
Amazing. That's perfect. So here's what I need you to do. The abductors that I mentioned are two. They are rather privileged types from Antiva, and a husband and a wife. And I simply need you to make them forget after today, like the events of today.
So
like tomorrow morning.
So you need me tomorrow morning.
That's right. Tomorrow morning to make them forget today.
I mean, why aren't we just going to kill these guys if they're abductors?
Well, as I mentioned, they are privileged types. They're
down with it, right? Ugh.
Well, yeah, now, right. And believe me, Eosia, I am on the same page with you. but their absence would be noticed, and they are in Teven, and that could bring down the attention of certain other people who are very good at disappearing other people, if you know what I mean. So we want to handle this more discreetly. They don't need to be unalived. They just need to be made to forget today's events.
Oh.
And then they will go about their way, and no abduction will happen.
So
See,
you
we're
just
just
want me
preventing
to
something
set
from
them on their merry way?
Yes, exactly. I just want you to help me send them on their merry way. So yeah, basically we just need them to forget today's events, and then I will inform them that a meeting that they intended to have happen today happened yesterday, and they just completely forgot about it. But they have all the paperwork from it that it happened, and then they'll be like, "Oh, wow, okay," and they will be gone out of our hair, and my dear person will be safe. And nobody will be with the wiser, and it will be one of the best, most subtle forms of your magic ever used that I will sing praises of until my dying breath.
I mean, I do like praise.
I mean, Eosia, you have a legend that is not even finished being written yet. And you need someone like myself to help make sure that legend reaches the right ears.
I don't know. Something about what you said just sounded icky for a moment. I just had like a really good conversation with Ade that was like honestly just overly healthy.
Wow. Well, I'm so glad to hear that Ade is doing well. And that you had a healthy conversation with her. I'm sorry that you feel icky. And you know, the whole situation really is icky, and I'm sorry to involve you if it wasn't for the fact that this person is in danger of being abducted if you do not help.
I just can you make like a deception check on me, man? Because I might have to make an insight.
I would say, yeah.
That's entirely fair.
I would say, yeah. Aiden, you roll me communications, and then Eosia, you roll me
that
perception.
focus.
Dude, don't even worry about it. You're not fighting against much right now. Wait, so how many do I roll? 3?
Huh? Yeah, you roll 3.
Okay.
That's a 15.
Yeah, that wasn't me. That wasn't me, boss. I got a 6, a 2, a 1, and a 1. Well, plus 1 for my thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you know, you're so right. Sorry, it's just like with the whole stress of the tower and whatever. Like, I'm really just kind of trying to look underneath. But I mean, like, you're my friend, and like, you would never like kind of like manipulate me into something I didn't want to do. Absolutely
not. That would be no. That kind of behavior is beneath me. And you are my dear friend, Eosia. You know, I am honored daily to be in your presence, and I would never ever dream of doing anything like that to you. I am on your side in all things. We may not always see things the same way, but trust me. All right.
I will trust you.
I am your erstwhile friend. So,
yeah. I mean, I'll do it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's just like we have to be really careful because, like, I would really like to not to get in trouble. Not that like I actually give a fuck, but like it would really put a damper on my plans for me and my boy if like people are watching me again.
You mean like Templars or?
Well, I guess like if like I'm on house arrest again, or like if like I'm being watched more often because like they are like, oh, well, we heard a mage did something like this in the city, and we knew you were out of the thing, Eosia.
I understand your concerns completely. Do you need a disguise? I'm good at that.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. I've got you. I'll have my people work up something for you to wear and send it to you tonight. You know, have it to
as
you
long as it's
forthwith.
not lingerie.
I think that would draw more attention, honestly.
I know, that's why I said not lingerie. I mean,
Yeah,
have you
yeah,
seen
yeah.
my body?
I have, and let me tell you, it would draw attention. So yeah, and he's like, there's one other part to this that I think will appeal to you, perhaps. Something you are quite skilled in, if the stories are to be believed, which I think they are. In our time together, you have talked at length, bragged even, I would go as far as to say, about your capabilities with, let's say, tower victuals.
The what now?
Foodstuffs.
Oh, that. You mean food poisoning?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that.
An art and craft that you have lovingly trained yourself in over the years. Yes?
I mean, yeah, like in one kitchen, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, when you arrive tomorrow, right, if you could bring something, right, savory, or sweet, whatever you prefer, a pie, or, just some like little tart or snack or something like that, that is appropriately, has those properties to it, that will cause someone to be indisposed for, like 24 hours.
A laxative. Okay.
That sounds perfect. Yes.
I mean, how big do you want to go on this one? Is it kind of like we gotta run, or is it kind of like we got a home run in our pants right now?
I just need this individual who consumes this particular delicacy to be indisposed for, say, a day or two.
All right, we're going third base with the shits then.
Sounds good. Yeah, that sounds appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is that this individual might help our abductors in their endeavors, and we don't want that. So so we just need to make sure they're out of the picture. Again, not dead, but perhaps feeling or wishing that they had died. So
I can do that.
I know you can. I know this is your whole thing, and so this is why I summoned you out of the tower, and I will definitely be in your debt for these favors. So, yeah. And he says, "Are you enjoying the squid? Because that's really it. That's all I need.
You see that like you blinked at some point during the start of the conversation,
and then squid is gone.
And it was like there were 4 skewers.
Yeah,
clean.
Yeah. I see that you enjoyed it. Yes.
I mean, we could try squid, and we could use the squid competitor of this guy, because we could try and maybe help this guy's business and serve them squid that's kind of shitty and be like, oh my god, we're so sorry. Like, we usually get squid from this one really great place here, but they were like unavailable, and so we had to get it from this other guy.
Eliminating the competition. I'm
exactly
on the same page. Yeah. I'm here for it. Yeah, I do this all the time. So yeah, that's something. I told you how many tavern owners I've driven out of business? Just for.
Well, I don't know if I want to drive them out of business, but maybe impact it a little bit.
Oh yeah. I mean, everybody. I mean, when you're dealing with seafood, it's entirely possible, but it does make people second guess going to that vendor again. So
yeah.
Same page.
Okay, so you want me to blow the minds,
right,
of
our 2 abductors, yeah,
of 2 child abductors. Yeah,
yes.
I can't stand child abductors.
I know, right? So it's icky. Yeah,
it is so icky. So 2 child abductors. Mind blast them again. But we do that, and then we'll also what do you need like laxative squids or cakes for?
Let's just say it's a third party who is involved in this whole operation.
If this is for Buccio, I'm not making it.
It's not for Buccio.
I don't know what you guys
I would not do that. I would not do that to Buccio. Okay, whatever Buccio has been up to, I am got eyes on it, but it is not for Buccio. I would never do that to Buccio. You know me. I'm a team player. I would never do that to Buccio. I love Buccio, and so you have to know that no, this is entirely outside of our group. I wouldn't do this to any of you. Yeah, I wouldn't turn your dark arts against any of our group. Yeah, our
I
beloved.
sure hope not, because
No.
you haven't even had my rat poisoning.
I know, right? So no, I just kind of want to see this sort of thing deployed elsewhere, where I think it will help our situation for the best.
Yeah, well, something's better be deployed than someone's bent.
Oh, I love it! Yes. Oh, it's hilarious. I can't
Doo-doo
wait.
down under.
Yeah. It's like, you are perfect. Just everything about you all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is going to be great. And if everything goes off well, like I think certainly a story will need to be written.
Okay, so let me think this through. I'll get my recipe ready tonight. I'll get that in some cakes.
Fantastic.
And I will get someone to pass by to buy the squid, and then I will pick it up at a secondary location and sprinkle on some laxative and paprika.
Outstanding. And I will have somebody deliver your costume to you tonight.
Yeah, okay. Let's fuck up some child kidnappers.
Yes. They're gonna be like doing the whole like, yeah, that's right. So, yeah, and he'll basically escort Eosia anywhere she wants to go.
Okay, so just for my own clarity, so this is this all going to be going down like when they arrive at the university tomorrow morning?
So the way Aiden has it planned out is that he is going to meet Eosia first thing in the morning, like sunrise, like dawn. We ride at dawn. And he is going to have her in costume, and they are going to intercept the rental units, while at the same time, a disciple of Aiden's delivers the package, otherwise known as the cakes or whatever, to one particular dean of the college. It just say it's a gift from, said parents, and then, the dean will of course consume the material and be indisposed, just in case the whole memory thing doesn't play out the way Aiden is hoping. But if it does play, so he's got two plans here. He's got a two-pronged approach because he plans for things to fail sometimes. So if for some reason their minds are somehow resistant to Eosia's powerful magic, and they still recall the events of today, then they will not be able to meet with the dean, because the dean will of course be evacuating his entire bowels. So that will, unfortunately, he'll be indisposed, and alas, that's too bad. And then Aiden will move on to plan C, which is like, okay, figuring out another way to get rid of them, but and simultaneously being slightly disappointed that Eosia couldn't make them forget. So basically that's how he intends for this to play out.
Okay.
Yeah. So is that clear?
All right. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, just in preparation for all that to go down,
Yeah.
Eosia, could you make me a cunning roll?
Cunnilingus? Yeah.
Is this to make the cakes?
This is to see how potent she can make her concoction.
So am I allowed to use my poison lore?
I would certainly allow that, yes.
Oh, that's great to know, man. Okay. All right, not bad. Okay, so that would be... Ooh, shit, they better be shitting their pants, man. Okay, that's a 14.
14.
Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay. You're not quite sure like how sensitive this person's stomach is, but also if this is for like an alleged child kidnapper potentially, according to Aiden
Fuck
anyway,
them.
then it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
And for a fact you've made some people in the tower shit their pants with less of the stuff. So you're like, okay. this should definitely do the job.
And it's gonna burn.
Amazing.
So, yes, so you have your your fucking diarrhea concoction all ready to go.
I got the potion ready. I got the poison cakes.
Amazing. Ass blast. You got me.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, before we get into that absolute nonsense, we're gonna come back to Ade real quick. And
I mean, I'm just here I'm along for the ride.
I know, aren't we
I'm
all?
so.
But
What's happening?
but Ade, you this will be the following day after you and Eosia had your whole girl talk and all that, and Manon comes and finds you, and she just like knocks on your door, and she says, "I'm not bothering you, am I?"
Oh, no, come in. I know we haven't talked in a couple of days.
Yeah, yeah. I get it. You're dealing with a lot, but and we can totally talk if you want, but I just came by to say that Papa wanted to see you.
I think that Ade can't help the way that her face falls as soon as she mentions her father. But she tries to very quickly erase that look off her face. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah. Yes, sure. Did you eat breakfast already? Do you want to do that first, or is this like there's no time to spare sort of thing?
No, he said you can take your time. He said to meet him in the garden.
Okay. Yeah. It's been so long since we've had breakfast together. What do you want to eat? She's gonna put this off by being on breakfast immediately. It's so obvious, but it's like, yeah, that's the game plan.
Yeah. She's like, something sweet.
Sweet? And you haven't gotten any cavities while I was away, right?
No. I've been taking care of my teeth, thank you.
I suppose I'll believe that. And I think Ade will go ahead and make something sweet. Yeah, sweet. Something sweet French and what could that be?
Something sweet.
Something sweet. Maybe she has like a I don't know, a baguette that she got, and some like some kind of fruit marmalade and fresh butter. And some, just like cut up some fruit or whatever, just to pair with it. Just something light, simple, and sweet, but also not dessert food.
Yeah.
Not dessert food. This is at least closer to an actual appropriate breakfast meal.
Yeah. Fair.
I don't wanna necessarily get super into it, because I think think Ade like considers asking questions that just make it too clear. Like she's obviously thinking about like, why does he want to speak with me?
Mm-hmm.
So she'll just say, did your father mention what he wanted to speak about?
Not really. He just said he needed to speak with you about something important.
Okay. Yeah, that's completely normal reason for two people to talk to each other.
He also told all the servants to steer clear of the garden for a while to give some privacy.
That's like the scariest thing. That's like the scariest thing. I feel like it's like, oh, he's going to have me killed in the garden. Executed upon the roses.
You got the hole buried in everything.
Yeah. Okay. That makes me feel not confident, but it is fine.
Try not to be too nervous. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to yell at the cat. You know, Manon, you hear things, obviously. Keeping you out of hearing information would be like trying to catch and hold on to the wind with your bare hands. Frankly, impossible. And I say that with admiration. I don't know what your father wants to speak about exactly. I'm sure I have an idea maybe about the subject matter. But regardless, I just want you to know that I'm considering the future and what that means for me and where that could lead me. And I want you to know that because you're my adorable cousin. And she just kind of ruffles Monon's hair a little bit. Something she can't really just do out and about in front of everybody. But here, cousin, sometimes even like a little sister. And no matter what happens, that won't change. Not if you don't want it to.
I know.
I should kind of wipe some marmalade off of Manon's cheek, even though Manon's the teenager and can do this herself. But she can't,
and she's like, stop it.
It's just like, no, let me have this.
Fine.
She's just like, kind of puts a hand on either cheek, just like. When did you grow up to be so smart, so big? Been in the blink of an eye. She'll kind of
Not much to do around here except for read and listen to what everyone else is doing.
And pass judgment. Don't forget that. That's important. And
Well,
pass
yes.
judgment.
Well, yes.
Always.
But most of the time, that's silently.
No, as any good Orlesian should. All right. It's painfully obvious I'm trying to put off talking to him.
Yes, it is.
Well,
As much as I enjoy this.
I will go and I will speak to him. And if I come back in tears, I expect a hug.
All right.
And she'll just kind of... She'll give her a squeeze on the shoulder and then stop and think about it. And she'll give her just a little kiss on the top of her head. And then walk out.
Yeah. Sort of like as you squeeze her shoulder, she sort of just pats your hand.
Alright, let's go get disowned or killed. Alright,
All right.
ready. I love being dramatic. Yeah, so Ade will just kind of take a slow turn towards the gardens.
All right, and sort of like as you're walking, the gardens are sort of these paths, sort of like carved through them with various like large plants just on each side of the path of many different trees and flowers and just like various like ferns and things of that nature. Just a very lush looking area in a place that you wouldn't necessarily expect to see it. And sort of like as you're following the path, you find your uncle sort of standing just looking at these like massive sunflowers. And he also notably does not have his mask on.
I was gonna ask, this is crazy. What is this? Orlesian? Vulnerability? Disgusting. How improper. Ade will kind of pause to watch the Duke for a moment. And I think she's gonna think back to her conversation with Eosia. And just kind of nod quietly to herself and say, you called for me?
And sort of turns to face you and says, I did. And he starts walking towards you. And
she'll walk towards him as well.
And sort of like as soon as he like gets close to you, he just pulls you into a hug.
No, you can't do that! Meteor! I'll cry! That's not what I was expecting. Crazy.
And he just says, I'm sorry.
To paint a little word picture of what's happening is he hugs her, and I think that Ade becomes stiff as a fucking board, because I don't think I have to imagine that it has probably been some time since the two of them have shared a hug, like maybe when she was younger.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And I think that even that too, that thought makes it hurt a little bit. But like in a, oh, I didn't realize how badly I missed this. Like how badly I craved this kind of connection and comfort from somebody who I want to be my family so badly. The Lannisters send their regards. No. Bastard. And so she kind of jumps a little bit, and he's hugging her, and I think she kind of starts like stumbling, stuttering, right? Like, oh, we haven't, this has been a long time since we've,
I know. And he sort of like pulls it away from you, but then
Nope.
just like
he does not. He doesn't. She starts shaking her head, and she has wrapped her arms back around him.
okay.
And it's yeah, no, because she's like, you don't know. You don't know. You are one of the only people that I have in this world, and I'm sorry for always causing trouble, and I'm sorry for always messing up. But I need to know that there is, even if it's not something that I am entitled to, that you're not just gonna stop caring about me once it feels like it's too hard.
Say, and sort of like as you pull him back into the hug, he, you know, hugs you.
I'm crying.
Yes, I would say he, you know, hugs you again, but then, he, sort of like, gently but firmly puts his hands on your shoulders and sort of like pushes you back a little, so you're forced to like look at him, and you see that he's tearing up, and he says, "You caused me no end of grief, but I truly would not want it any other way. And he sort of like feels like he's trying to find the words until he sort of like looks you dead in the eyes and yeah, sort of just like cups your cheeks and says, "You are just as much my daughter as Manon is, and I am sorry I can not show you that the way I want to." I'm sorry I'm not there the way you need me to be there sometimes. But when I took on this role, I gained the responsibilities. And that meant I had to start acting different. And I'm sorry.
It may not always be perfect. And even though I know we can't always act the way that we want to, you have always been my dad. Always been my father to me. But I didn't know if it was okay to feel that way. And I get so scared thinking that I am the piece that can't belong here without causing so many other problems for everyone else. And even when I try and tell myself that it wouldn't happen, and that it wouldn't happen, I can't help but think about, what if there's a day you have to send me away?
And he sort of like cuts you off before you can say before you can say anything more on that, and says, if you leave, that will be your choice. It will not be mine. You will not leave because of me.
Can't keep crying in these sessions. You can't keep making me cry in these sessions, please. I think Adi kind of nods. She's trying so hard to like suck the errant tears back into her tear ducts. She's trying so hard to be a good and proper patient. Oh my God, this cat is gonna kill me. Hey, get down. Get out now.
It's like, cat, don't
Knock
you
it
know
off.
we're in an emotional scene right now?
Yeah, I have to. He's on the stove. Because he knows I can't get away. He only waits till I start talking. But I think she nods and says, no matter where the future takes me, it feels good to know that you will always be my family. I know we don't say it much, but I love you all very, very, very much. And there's not a day that I don't think that. You all mean the world to me, and I would do anything to protect this family.
I know.
Including mind blast. Hundreds of motherfuckers. Just kidding. My friend Eosia told me sometimes you can alleviate the tension of a really emotional moment with a little bit of well-placed humor.
And he just starts laughing.
She's just going to, I think she's gonna get another hug in there. God! Couple hugs to, she's like, I gotta get them while I can.
Yeah, if he hugs you right back.
Oh, I'm gonna have to take some time to clean my face now. And that's gonna give Manon time to eat everything in my house.
She will.
There's food in the main estate. She's always eating all of my food.
I have noticed that. Yes, probably because probably because the servants always kick her out of the kitchen.
I mean, I would too. I know we're talking about this now, and I don't necessarily want to get too into it this point, not when we're having this moment, but I'm going to figure out how to deal with my current situation.
All right.
And I'm sorry for worrying you. And bringing yet another frightening issue. And dropping it at your feet like a cat bringing a dead mouse. It's tribute to me. But I have some more information, and I have contacts that I can use. So I will try and handle this quietly. As I'm sure my guest would also like to be on his way as well. It's whatever on that, so.
Do you have a plan?
One of my... She thinks about one of my friends, happens to know someone who might have more information. So I have at least a safe way to contact someone or some people within the tower without raising any suspicion.
All right, that's good. That should help.
And I will.
Whatever this is.
Yeah, it wasn't my intention, but it's a learning experience. It definitely was an accident. But I don't foresee this being an issue too much longer. Just other things, maybe, but please don't ask me to elucidate on that part just yet. That's more of like a me issue instead of a arcane issue. But I will tell you everything when I have more information. I just need a little bit of time.
Okay.
But if you'd like to meet him...
I do not know about that.
There's like 2 of you in a height. Maybe 3 of you. Been with.
You cannot possibly be that tall.
It feels like it. He's definitely over 7 feet tall.
That is not even 2 of me in height.
I mean, you're like she puts a hand down lower than where he is. She's like, you're like this tall. Gotten much shorter as I've gotten older.
Oh, is that so?
Listen. That's just life. I don't know where this accent came from. I've been hearing Eosia and then the dude talking and my brain's confused. But thank you. Thank you for everything. I know I don't also say that maybe as much as I should. Not for... I know that you would say I don't need to thank you for just living and existing or anything, but I mean, thank you for you as a person.
And he gives you one more hug.
Yes, this should last us another 10 years.
Well, hopefully it is a shorter span of time between this one and the next one.
10 days. We'd love to see it.
We shall see.
Right. She's gonna clear her throat, and she'll kind of straighten her bows and say, "Now I have to go stop your daughter from eating all of my groceries. I just got back a few days ago."
Yes, you will be sure to be out with how long this meeting has gone on.
Good point. I'll have to stop by the market. But Duke Montbelliard, she'll do like a little curtsy. She'll do like a little formal curtsy.
And he just smiles and gives you a respectful nod.
And she will kind of turn to walk off. And she'll look behind her. She'll smile and wave, and then she will speed walk off.
All right. And I think that's a good place to stop tonight.
We have 2 criminals. One person being made into another criminal.
I would say we got like 2.5 criminals.
2.5 criminals.
I'm
And
not
then-
gonna lie, I'm pissed.
She's gonna turn Aiden into a marmot.
Bro, I'm miffed as fuck. I'm like, he would do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you're not being truthful about it with her. You're saying these are child abductors. They're her parents. And they want to see their daughter.
Alternatively known as child abductors.
Yeah. As all
Because
parents are known
the
as.
kid says that they don't want to go with their parents and they're adults.
And it's like, she's like, oh, like, she's like, oh, imagine if you were able to go see your parents again. That'd be so crazy. And then you're like, yeah, no, I'm going to keep my child bride with me.
It's almost like someone warned you about Aiden, but you guys didn't listen. listen.
Buccio is somewhere like
Just like,
Buccio,
I told
I told you
you.
so coming up.
Buccio, you could do that as long as you save my ass, man. Like, you gotta come in here and be like, bro, like, these were the red flags. And she was like, I just got out of the tower.
Oh my god, the end of the season is gonna be all of us being like, we have to take Aiden to what is essentially couples therapy, but it is for friends, and we all have to go to therapy.
I'm not gonna lie, like, I was so upset because I was like, dude, I'm like, she doesn't get this like that. Like, you get fluttered with squid, you butter it up, you said the nice things, you lied about it low key, and then high key. And then she's gonna do all this magic shit, and if she gets in trouble for this and finds out you lied, brother, I'm not turning you into a fucking marmot or a ferret. You're a maggot.
Reincarnation.
You're getting turned into a worm on a rainy day, and then the rain disappears and the sun comes out while you're in the middle of the sidewalk.
Ooh, spicy.
but let us hope she never does find out.
I'm sure she won't. I'm sure it'll be just fine.
This could never go awry. This
Listen.
plan could never go awry.
No, everything's
that is
fine.
the delightful
Everything
part
is
of
just
playing
fine,
a questionable character. Sometimes you gotta make those really rough choices that you know might come and blow up in your face, but you have to. Character development can happen outside of that, right?
Because the moment he was like, I gotta go talk to my contact in the tower, I was like, you ain't got no fucking friends in the wait. He means me. He means me. And I was like, oh, Eosia is like, I'm so glad I can help a friend. Me personally, I'm like, guys, he's gaslighting her.
I promise you, I had it. Oh, crazy! Like my eyes popped open wide. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be good."
I mean, he's gonna have like 4 or 5 specialties in communication by the end of this, like gaslighting.
Bro, you're gonna be gatekeeping, girl bossing, gaslighting, mansplaining, and manipulating.
Just all the communication focuses.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh
He's like, no one will be able to
No.
resist what I have to
That's
say.
right. That's it.
Honestly, if we end up blowing up the White Tower, I think that would be the least of your worries.
Yeah. I mean, guys, my stats in this kind of area are not that great, not gonna lie. All right. I mean, I have a 12 for communication. That's fine. I mean, like, my whole thing is I kind of force my way through situations, so we get in there. Constitution 9. Never feed me my own laxatives. I can't handle it.
You'll die.
Cunning 13. We're going good. Dexterity 6. Surprising dumb stat. Magic 15. Perception 9. Strength 6. 15 for willpower. When I tell you I min-maxed imagining someone who only lives in a tower and can only function and live and be a mage in a tower and doesn't get to do any other recreational activities technically, that's all you get. And you don't get to practice being persuasive or charming with anybody but your same classmates or cellmates or mage mates.
The dexterity being a 6 is high-key really funny.
I like to imagine that she also has ADHD and it manifests as well in that really bad ADHD clumsiness, where like she has really horrible depth and kind of like just like peripheral vision.
Just constantly tripping over herself.
She's like low-key covered in bruises and she'll pretend she's like, oh, it's just me and like, you know, wet blanket had a rough night. She hit 7 table corners. She stubbed her toe on 4 corners. She backed up into a table twice. Has like, her, you know, cunning is a lot higher than it should be considering all the concussions she's probably given herself by now. But I know that Tom probably wants us to end this right now.
Our friend
He's
is
like,
looking a little
let
sleepy.
me leave. He's like, let me leave.
I want to eat and I'm sleepy. And that's so valid. Tom, thank you so much for always
Thank you, Tom.
dealing with our before and after.
No problem. No problem.
Tom, you're king.
I mean,
You're king.
I love this game. I just gotta go. So.
Yeah. Go on, king. Go
Like,
on.
love you
You're all
all.
wonderful.
I need
I love
you
you.
to all fuck off.
Let me be free.
Like the Duke
Thank
said,
you.
get out.
Thank you for everyone who watches. We appreciate your support. Please be sure to give the video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you again next Friday.
Chomp,
Good night,
sponsor us.
And
Chomp.
wish him great dreams so he can go to sleep. I can tell you those things, my
That,
friend.
yes.
Dream spell for you, Tom. Dream.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I'm
My
a little
cheek